Hola, mi poco bateristas. Lucas here again with you for another lesson. What a week it's been. Fantastic week in soccer, or football as I like to call it. I live in Melbourne. If I say football, they think about that AFL rubbish. You know, the silly shaped ball. Anyone see that free kick that Messi did against Liverpool? Whew, that was a thing of beauty, that was. Unfortunately, my team, Spurs, useless against Ajax, but they still got a chance to redeem themselves, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's enough of sport, on to music. Now, believe it or not, this drum lesson, which is going to be a short one, as mine all are, because I've got the attention span of a flea, we don't even need the sticks. Crazy. Now, I'm sitting on an office chair because it's exactly the right height for me to demonstrate what I'm talking about today. And what I'm going to talk about is seat height and posture. Because even though you might think, oh, they're not very important, they're actually the most important thing. And why, probably touch wood, I haven't had any back problems as a drummer of 30 years standing, is because I've always focused on my posture and my seat height. So, your seat height is very important because you want to make sure that you're sitting with this part of your leg, okay, parallel, sorry about that, parallel to the ground, or slightly higher or slightly lower. You don't want to be sitting up here, you're going to get a nosebleed, you know, like hovering down over the drums, and you also don't want to be so low that you look like you're sitting on a motorbike. You just want to have your legs parallel to the ground. Now the reason that you want to do that is because then it stops a lot of the rocking motion that you get in your lower back. And this is particularly important for guys and girls that play double kick drum or double bass drum, okay? Because you don't want to get all of this swaying stuff when you've got both legs going, okay? So, on a normal drum stool, and it's a little bit harder to show on that, which is why I've got this office chair, is you want to sort of sit, if you imagine that the drum stool is like a seat like this, like a snare drum, you want to sit on the front half of it, okay, not the back half. So if you imagine that your bum wants to sit on that half of the seat, which will naturally push your centre of gravity slightly forward, which means that if you start getting both legs going, either on double kick drum or you're playing eighth notes on the hi-hat with your left foot or quarter notes, and you've got both legs moving, you will still retain good posture and you won't fall backwards. If you sit on the whole of the seat and you start getting both legs going, back you go. And you're going to be in the back of the audience or in the back of the club. Okay, so that's the first thing, seat height. The second thing I said about posture is you want to make sure that you're not slouching. Okay, like this. Now, if you watch Lars Ulrich, the drummer from Metallica, who I really like as a drummer, I know he gets a lot of flack, but, you know, and Justice for All and the one before it, Master of Puppets, there is some wicked drumming on those albums. But that bloke, Lars, he's funny, but he's got terrible posture. Now, it doesn't matter for him, because he sold 50 million records, right? So he can probably buy a new back 20 times over, all right? He can go to the hospital, I need a new back this week. Yes, Mr. Ulrich, we've got one here for you. That's fine. He can sit like this, it doesn't matter. He is a multi-millionaire, okay? You, on the other hand, watching this video, are probably not, or at least not yet. So you need to make sure that you sit up nice and straight, okay? Now you don't have to, you know, we're not in the, it's not, yes Colonel, no Colonel, we're not in the army, you don't have to sit like this, but you just want to make sure that you're sitting up straight. Now, the important thing for sitting up straight is developing strong core muscles. So doing yoga, any kind of like ab crunches, anything that's going to keep your core muscles, Pilates for example, strong, is going to support your lower back and going to stop you getting back problems. So like I say, touch wood, I haven't got any back problems after 30 years of playing the drums, of which I am incredibly grateful for. But also, it's thinking about it too. Okay? So, those two things. We didn't even need to touch the drums today. Look at that. It's the quietest drum lesson you will ever see in your life. Because no drumming was required, okay? So seat height, parallel to the ground, okay? This part of your leg, the main trunk of your leg, parallel to the ground, or slightly higher or slightly lower, and posture, sitting up straight. Want to protect that back because that will keep you drumming for a long time, all right? It's your boy London Lukey out. Have a great weekend. See you later.